At the annual UN Climate Conference, countries meet and make pledges on their emissions of greenhouse gases, mostly methane and carbon dioxide. The point is to get on a path to lower emissions to keep global warming to 1.5 degrees centigrade compared with where it was in 1850. The planet's already 1.1 degrees warmer than back then, so only 0.4 degrees left. It's important to understand that although the world is trying to reduce emissions, not every country is actually cutting. For many developing countries, reducing their greenhouse gas emissions means they will still go up, but less than they would like them to. So some of us are cutting, while others are increasing. And the actual result is that the world's CO2 levels are rising. The argument in favor of this uneven effort to reduce emissions is that poorer countries need time to raise their living standards first, before they actually lower their emissions. Now, it's true that Western rich world countries have higher emissions per capita than developing countries. In some cases, they're much higher. That's because of the choices previous generations made. China opted for a centrally planned economy until the 1980s. Living standards stagnated, and now they're trying to catch up. Rich countries didn't impose this choice on China, they did it themselves. In the West, we generally pursued liberal capitalism. That's why we're rich countries. It's the same with India. After achieving independence from Britain in 1947, India chose a relatively closed, centrally planned economy. We didn't force that on the Indians either. Like China, India is making up for lost decades of economic growth. I've seen Indian politicians argue that Western nations used up most of the planet's capacity for additional CO2, and it's their turn to catch up. But it doesn't seem fair to me for Western nations to be the ones making sacrifices. Liberal politicians are pushing solar panels and windmills on us, which will make our electricity more expensive and less reliable. Just look at California for something to avoid. Global emissions are going up anyway, mainly because of China and India, but also because of many other developing countries. We're supposed to trust that China will suddenly start cutting their greenhouse gases in 2030, but why should we believe that? This is the same country that wasn't forthcoming about COVID and routinely steals our intellectual property. This is why Trump pulled out of the Paris Climate Agreement in 2017, because not everyone was committed to lowering emissions in absolute terms. Like many things Trump did, it was poorly delivered, but there is a simple logic to saying, let's work on this problem when we're all ready to move together. Don't be fooled by articles saying China's the global leader in renewables. They're the global leader in coal too. They just need more energy, so they're getting more of every type of energy. I don't take China at its word when they say they'll start reducing emissions in 2030. In fact, as Western countries do more, it reduces the need for China to do much. Once China actually reduces its emissions, then we can believe them. Until then, we're giving them a free ride. If you're interested in learning more about the energy sector and interest rates, then don't forget to subscribe and follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter. Our handles are in the description box below. We manage investment products to profit from the outcomes I've discussed. To find out more about what we're thinking, sign up for our twice-weekly blog at sl-advisors.com. We always love to hear from you, so if you have any comments or blog ideas, please leave them down below. I'm Simon Lack. Thank you for watching this video.